Hey guys, it's Sarah with Bear Made Crafts, and we are going to quickly whip together a batch of body lotion or body cream lotion. We need to make some kumquat for tomorrow for a special order. So we have our container. I'm going to add sweet almond oil. I'm going to add 48 grams. Okay. And rice bran oil, just 28 grams. Tear out the scale. It's a little much, but it's okay. And we have our soft and silky emulsifying wax. And we're going to add 28 grams again of this. Okay. And then our stearic acid, we're going to add 28 grams as well. So we're going to use a little cup. So we found out on Monday that our son, Jesse, needs surgery again. Nothing big this time, probably the easiest surgery he's ever had. It's only outpatient, that's for sure. So we find that out on Monday. Yesterday we get the call that we need to schedule it. They need to schedule it ASAP, and they want to schedule it for next Thursday. Go into kind of panic mode, but okay, we can do this. So I take Thursday and Friday off of work. I call and get his pre-op physical scheduled for next Tuesday. Everything's good. Today I get the call. The doctor that ordered it actually wants to do it herself at a different hospital. So now it's been rescheduled, and it's just only a few days, but now we have to go to a different city and all of that. So, okay, so in here we have our sweet almond oil, our rice bran, our stearic acid, and our e-wax. We've already pre-measured our shea butter here, and that is 34 grams. We are going, here's our water. We have 500 grams of water in here. This is going to give me 6 4-ounce Tuttle bottles. So I'm going to go throw this in the microwave for 2 minutes. And when I take that out, I'll put in the shea butter and then heat up this water for 1 minute before mixing them. So I'm going to pause you guys while I go do that. Okay, so we've heated up our oil mixture. There is some floaties still in there. That is the stearic acid. Stearic acid has a very high melt point. So we just need to stir that around a bit until that melts. We don't really want to put the shea butter in until that happens. As soon as we add the shea butter, it's going to drop the temperature. We're just going to mix that up. So yeah, what's so very frustrating about the whole doctor thing is this is the doctor we had seen on Monday at the specialty clinic. And Monday was actually her last day at this clinic. And she made a comment then that she would refer us to one of her colleagues that was still at that clinic because she wanted us to keep all of our procedures in one place and instead of going to another city, another hospital. And so she made the decision in the first place. So why she waits until everything is scheduled to change her mind is completely beyond me, but I guess there's no changing it now. So now the stearic acid is almost completely melted in there. Just a little bit more. Okay, now we will put in our shea butter. Mix that around. And while that is mixing, we will, actually let's just use this one. It had our stearic acid in it. We will put our fragrance, which is our kumquat. We're going to go about 13 grams. You don't need a whole lot. Our preservative, because this is mostly water, we need a preservative, and I'm using a Germall Plus. So for that, we need about 7 grams. A little high on that, it's okay. And then we're going to put in just a smidge of vitamin E. Really don't need much of that. A little of this goes a very long way. So I'll set that aside for a moment. We're done with our scale. We're going to continue to stir this and get that shea butter all melty and incorporated in there. And then we will go heat up our 500 grams of water, distilled water. So while this is melting in there, I will go and warm up the water. I'll be right back. Can't turn my camera off with the gloves on. Alright, we've warmed up our water. Put my microphone back on. We have our water warmed up. We just warmed that up for about a minute just so that it doesn't completely shock everything here. Okay, so our shea butter is melted completely in there. So we'll get our immersion blender here. That on. And we will mix our water in. Just like so. You can already see the stearic acid is starting to solidify, so we need to get this going. It would help if I had power on. A pretty milky white color. We can add in our fragrance and vitamin E and our preservative in there. can see it's starting to thicken. Actually comes to a trace. Smells wonderful. Okay. Now we're going to let it thicken a bit before we attempt to bottle this. I like to put it in bags. I think it makes less of a mess. I still make a horrible, horrible mess, but that's why I have butcher paper down. I make a mess in everything I do. So, there it is. If it stayed this thin, I would definitely call it a lotion, but since it thickens up real nice, actually, I have one of my sample bottles here. You want to see how thick it gets. It's a nice thick body cream. But it soaks in very nicely. So I will bring you back when we are ready to bottle it. All right, we're going to start off doing something different. While it's still a little thinner, we're going to try the pour spout. See if that doesn't... I know I've done this before and it didn't work out in my favor, but maybe I'm smarter and more grown up now. I have my bottles all sterile already. We're going to carefully... I can already see this not working out for me. I'm just running so far behind on everything I have to do yet tonight. I've already went and dropped off my tent and tables and the grid panels. But I'm really far behind. We'll top that one off just a bit. Back to this one. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing because my pouring the wrong way, but if I pour the other way, I will definitely make a mess. And when I fill these to just below the neck, I get just over 4 fluid ounces. So they always have a little bit more in them than what's stated, because you can have more, but you cannot have less. And I haven't even made the labels for these ones yet, so I have to do that. Julie, if you're watching this, lovely Jules, you see what I go through for you? This is your lotion, by the way. I do this for you. So last weekend, heat index of, it's like upper 90s to even 100, I think. That's when we were at the Amory Fall Festival. This weekend we have overnight lows of 38, and I think our high today was 56. So I'll definitely be making coffee to bring with tomorrow. Luckily, this one is close. It's very close. It's just about 6 miles down the road from me, so that's really nice. I don't have to drive through traffic or any great distance or anything, so that's nice. Ooh, just flung it right out of there. Sorry, we need to fill up anyways, so actually not making too much of a mess today. But it's still early. I'm sure I can make a great big mess. Now, some people color their lotions and their body creams. I don't. I just leave them that. I love that creamy white that it makes. So just leave it that pretty, pretty white. Oh, now it's going to be too thick for that, isn't it? Going to be too thick to pour now. Oh, this is going to gloop. And it just glooped. It glooped. So I guess we go to the bags now. Break out our cup. This bag is going to be too narrow for this cup. I'm going to grab a different cup real quick and hopefully get it to work. And this little guy. Oh, that's not going to work either. That's right. We're going to do it anyways. My daughter found these bags for me. It's nice to know she thinks of me when she's out and about. As I don't need one of my big pastry bags for this. It's nicer to be able to fold it down, but I feel like every time I use something with a spout, I lose so much product in the spout. Should just put everything in a bag to begin with. All right. I lost my scissors. Where are my scissors? I would lose my head if it wasn't attached, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause you and go find some scissors. Be right back. Okay, I found some scissors. just the tip off. Now these are definitely not bags that I would want to use for soap or anything. I can already see a seam has burst, so it's way down towards the bottom, so I'm not too concerned with it. I think these are party bags from Dollar Tree or something, but they will work soap or for lotion, body cream. They will do the trick for that. Okay, let's tap some of these down. That needs some more. Looks like we lost too much. We're not going to get 6 full bottles. We lost too much in the scraping of containers, and we might actually still do this. But that's okay, because when I don't get enough, it just means I have more samples and more for myself. We were approached last weekend for another wholesale account for another shop. I told her I would get back to her once winter rolls in and I'm not so crazy busy. Which, who am I kidding? That tends to be the busiest time. But I do slow down a little bit, so. Especially since this year I didn't do any shows this summer. It was just too busy with wholesale orders and filling the multiple stores and so now these need to cool for a little bit, so they will sit in these cups for at least 2 hours before I put the caps on them, and then spray the bottles down after I put the caps on to make sure that there's no residue on the outsides before I stick labels on. Well, thank you. And we'll see you next time.